be here for about 15 minutes, man. I just want to chime in real quick on current watch market. Like, well, you know what? Not even current watch market. What has dropped in the past few weeks? All right, so it's sort of like a recap. I'm gonna start from the top, right? So a few weeks ago, we were in the AliExpress genre where you can jump in on an affordable timepiece, right? And I have watched, I don't know, a few dozen videos referring to all of the homage pieces, some of the what's going on, Long Ranger, some of the like San Martin, which is a fan favorite, and for the price you're getting a lot. But I actually benefited from that sale because I have one watch, and it'll be that review will come next week. But yeah, it was a sales is remarkable as far as price. Like anybody that likes watches, you would have benefited. And there was a number of YouTubers that, excuse me, that purchased, like they did hauls. You know, like I think one guy even said he spent like $1,800. Like, so that is a ridiculous amount of watches because you're talking. I think if you had to do an average, I would say the average watch. Even all the way up to San Martin, you're spending about maybe $150 to $200, somewhere in between that range, which you could have got a lot of watch. Case in point, the watch I got is pretty dope. And then I believe it has 904L steel on it. So, but how many people just watched Mark from Long Island watches? I was going live anyway, but before I went live, that video, you guys have to go. I didn't even link it in the description, but I put it in the thumbnail as quick as I possibly can. That right there is an eye-opener. What's going on, Vic? Can we see your new watch, sir? What you talking about? Oh, I do. I have, you talking about this? This whole thing, bro? All right, wrist check, real quick. Wrist check. Look, I just got this on. I've been wearing this. I told you guys, I have this enjoyment with this watch. Oh, man. Hey, pardon me. This is what happens during lives. I was eating my breakfast and I touched the screen. I was looking like, man, I got some smudge up there. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Watch Dog, Nate Dog, right? Yeah, I watched a few videos from Mark. Yeah, that video that he just dropped today, maybe 30, 40 minutes ago. I was like, yo, that's crazy. I'm not gonna spoil it. Matter of fact, it's talking about tariffs. And he said not just him, not just the watch market, but everything. So that right there is going to adjust how people buy, if they buy. And let's talk watches and wonders briefly. In the past few days, I've had a number of conversations about what was the most popular. And yeah, for those that are getting the notifications, you should be getting a video that I just dropped like seconds ago. Yeah, I dropped a video on top of going live. In that video, I said I was going live. So are you surprised? At any rate, watches and wonders. I can tell you since the 1st, and today is the 3rd, I've heard the word Tudor and Rolex about 1 million times. I have seen the thumbnails, I've seen the videos, I've seen the people that, like, you know one thing I'm gonna say, and I'm going to just, it's crazy. I hear the watch aficionados, the authors of their channels, talk a great deal about the high-end watch market and why you should get involved. It is, some will say it's a great investment. Others will say you're stupid for trying to invest, buy property. There's a back and forth. Like there's always this going back, ebb and flow type of deal with the watches. But I do know this. The same people that say you should jump into Rolex, you should get a Tudor. If you don't have a finer timepiece, these are the things you need to get. But then if you look at now, why did Rolex do XYZ? Why did Tudor bring out an Explorer 2 type of watch? What were they thinking? Why is this? Why is that? I'm like, okay, did you like the brand or not? Well, yes, you have a right to complain about, stuff that you like and what you don't like. That's what we do. That makes this conversation, that makes this whole search and journey of watches what it is. I enjoy it. But then contradictions is crazy. Like, it's crazy. And I had a conversation just last night, um, talking about watches and wonders. And IWC, yes, IWC has some crazy stuff going on, man. Like, what was it, 41 complications? What does that watch have? 204 jewels, and it was something like over 1,500 pieces to this watch. That's crazy. Now, I know I'm live and you called me on purpose. You did that on purpose. I hope your computer shuts down from being too hot. That's what I hope. I hope that you're in the middle of the class and the booger come out your nose in front of your whole team. I hope you get embarrassed. You understand? You did that on purpose. I know you did that on purpose. Stop it. And then you're gonna get it, and then you're gonna get in the chat and say, hey, yo, you dirty. You dirty, bro. Trap got notified the watch will be in April 8th. I don't know what you're talking about. Watches and Wonders will become the news. So, they making from million. It's a newcomer. You know what? There were a number of YouTubers that complained about the watch companies just dropping all the information on day one. They hate the fact that they dropped it like that, and I mean it's a lot of complaining going on, man. And that's a part of this whole rabbit hole that we done jumped in. If you're a part of it, you know it is what it is. It is what it is. But per conversation, and I'm covering what you know the few people I talked to about this yesterday. Watches and Wonders is great to look at. It's a great event to, even if you had a chance to go. And like I alluded to in the video before, the public they will go from the 5th to the 7th, right? They don't get the full 7-day experience. But there are other things that you can do while you're out there in Geneva. So I think all in all, you're paying for experience. I'm not knocking it. But there are so many people that cannot afford those watches. Let's just keep it 100. And Tudor, I see Tudor put out some brands or some models that people are online are saying, Tudor, who asked you for this? Well, you guys did. Like some people are saying, it's like when you look at a watch, the high-end watch market, luxury watch market, and they're watching the major YouTubers, and they may even be watching some of the small YouTubers, but you have to know that if you go back to your archives, you've said something or made a video that stated Tudor, Rolex, IWC, Vacheron Constantin, like all of these companies should do X, Y, and Z. And guess what they did? X, Y, and Z. And now that they've done it, be it you may have said that 3 or 4 years ago, you know how long it takes to produce a watch. It's not like they can just, hey, stop making that watch over there. Just stop the whole assembly line and redo the assembly line. Plug and play. Let's take this assembly line out, get this one up here, and plug it back in. We got it because this YouTuber said this is what we should do. Now they got around to doing some of the stuff that you guys asked for years ago, and you're complaining about it. That's crazy. Man, that's crazy, man. I don't get it. I'm seeing stuff. Man, I got something like that's bothering me, y'all. I'm sorry. Like that little fuzzy thing, whatever that is. How you know it was me, small fingers? Trap the AliExpress. JJ, call him 6%. I'm impressed by the Vacheron new anniversary watch. That thing is crazy, bro. What's up, my melanated brother? Lee! Oh, Lee, where you been, bro? Where you been? Hey, he's probably out there in Switzerland, man, out there bopping people, man. Hey, while you out there bopping people, man, pick me something up, bro. I need a Tudor, bro. Grab me a Tudor while you out there. You'll be able to explore the Swiss Alps since the train makes the. Oh, now that'd be worth going to Geneva for, just to see that. I think that would be amazing. And yeah. And I think just going out there is a great experience, especially if you've never really been outside the United States. Yeah, Yeah, that one I would say, it just so happened, I could do a day out there. I wouldn't, yeah, I could do a day. I can dedicate a full day to Watches and Wonders. But outside of that, you have something that we can all go to, right? You got Minutes and Hours, which is coming up this Saturday, right? And I've been talking about it. Simier is giving a class. They're allowing a class, and I believe they still have, so I'm glad I'm live. If you are in the Chicago area or close to it, and you got a smooth, I think it's like $2,600, man, to do that class. There's a percentage off that they give you. But once they teach you how to build a watch, you take the watch with you. And it is a Simier. And if you don't know about Simier, Cimer, I think that's how you spell it. Yep. Go look at it first and see if that's something that you want to do, right? And then get over there quick. I left the description. I left it actually to Minutes and Hours in the description. So, or was it to this? No, it wasn't even on this one. Sorry, you got to go look at the video I just dropped on Minutes and Hours. I didn't put anything. Yo, Victor Bama, what's happening, bro? And per request, I will start doing some evening shows, man, because I had a couple people reach out to me. They, they can't be here during the daytime, so I'll be doing some evening shows. I'll start that back. How about this? You know what? And this is for just people that's been watching, that's been supporting. I'm thinking about doing a Saturday night chat, watch talk. Yeah, power play. If you know, you know. Skylar Santana, what's going on, man? Hey, Robert Wood, how you doing, bro? How you doing? I hope all is well, man. I see you in the chat, so you got to be doing well. I told you, man, you a tank, bro. You are a tank, sir. Have already made. Really, man. I would love to do that. I'm doing okay. Still tired, but okay. Good. Well, I'm glad you up doing your thing, man. That's inspiring. So I'm not, you know what, and I don't want you guys to think that I'm complaining about Minutes and Hours and what's going on, because I like it. I think it's dope. I'm learning a lot of stuff. I'm seeing, man, just the epitome of watchmaking, man. It's crazy. The ideas they're coming up with, man, is nuts. It's nuts, man. But, it's just like I'm going through the YouTubers. I'm like, man, you guys are brutal. You guys are brutal when it comes to, reviewing this. And then somebody left a comment. I don't know who it was. And I don't know which person they were talking about. I just saw, in general, why are people rating watches and they've never put their hands on it? And I said, man, that's a good question. That's a good question, because you can look at something on paper and be like, oh, this is, it could be phenomenal, but you put it on your wrist, it looks sloppy, or it's too tall, or I don't know. Maybe it's too heavy, too dense, or whatever. Who knows? And talking about this watch, I brought this with me on purpose because though this is one, man, you could just do a video on this watch. That one, y'all know the one, right? $15 watch that gets talked about just as much. It's like on the different spectrum. So you got Rolex and then you have this Casio. It's like, those are like the most iconic watches in history. But for those that are like, say for instance, if you got like a 7.5 or 8-inch wrist, and those that's up to like a 9-inch wrist, that things look like a dime on your wrist. It's small, and I think it's a great novelty. It's something nostalgic or whatever, because I was sharing with Space. I remember when I was a kid, when this watch came out, it was at Walgreens hanging up like right there by the counter. And my sister bought it, and back then, think about it, I'm in grade school, right? So, or elementary. So to have this watch on my wrist, which I'm a little trapped at that point, it was huge. And then you get to hit, like, just hearing it beep, beep, and all this other stuff. And then I got the calculator watch after that. So, hey, F91 dubs. Now I know why Trap was buying so much. He was trying to avoid the tariffs. Hey, so thank you, Skylar, for bringing me along because again, I'll be here for like another 10 minutes, maybe, yeah, about 10 minutes. That video, if you didn't watch that terror video that Mark from Long Island just did, that is going to put people into this because he stated on there, and I will say that if you haven't watched it, he is not eating the cost of the tariffs. He's not. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. But what does that do for the watch market? And I know my man is working right now. We had this conversation. You know who you are. The comment was, I'm glad I collected what I have. I'm glad I got what I got when I got it. Because if I never collect another watch, I'm satisfied with what I have. Are you satisfied with your current watch collection? That's a legitimate question. And if you're watching this on replay, are you satisfied with your current collection? Will the tariffs deter you? So, for example, and he talked about the Swiss market, right? If the watch that you were looking for, that you wanted to buy, your Swiss-made watch, let's just say I'm gonna use one, Squale. Squale they had 2 increases last year, but it's still, I would say it's still affordable because you are still under $2,000 on a lot of their models, right? They do have some models that range into the 4,000. Those are very unique models. But if you are a Squale, however you want to pronounce it, if you're a fan of the brand, and the current watch that you don't have in your collection is $900 right now, or $1,000, and it goes up to $1,250. There's no upgrades to the movement. There's no upgrades to the case. There's nothing different to what this watch is. Will you continue to buy? Are you that dedicated as a customer, or will you say, heck, no, I'm not doing that? I mean, me personally, I just went grocery shopping. Oh my gosh. And I had this discussion. I said, I remember when I got my first apartment, which was eons ago, I can go and spend $50 and my refrigerator is full of cupboards. I got all my stuff. I'm covering all bases from eggs, milk, my dry foods and meats and stuff like that. $50 and I'm set. Now, $50 can't even get me 6 items out of Walmart. It barely get me 6 items out of Aldi. I'm like, if I'm trying to just cover the basis of essentials and we're talking food, done. But we're talking watches, something that we love and enjoy. Are you going to collect still? And I know I haven't looked in the comments yet. I know, Vic, you said you haven't bought a watch in 3 years, so this won't even affect you at all. If you haven't purchased a watch in the past year, 2 years, or 3, you're satisfied. You're good to go. Great watch to throw in a glove box in case. Hold on. Oh, yeah. The F91, yeah. I got a CAT scan. My daughter's her CAT's wrong. Oh, Joe Mashop has a pre-tariff sale going on today. Oh, okay. Oh man, I used to swim when I was a kid, and I had a Casio F91. Yup, I'm not satisfied by my watch collection. Oh, well, so what does that mean? Are you still looking for things? Because the price, like, that's the one thing about a watch enthusiast versus a consumer. I'm gonna say, we follow the stuff, and consumers that's coming into it, they'll look and compare prices. And if you didn't know what the price was prior, if you don't do the overall research, shoot, the consumer could get taken. They'd be like, well, I seen it here, there. Oh man, I don't know. So does that mean that if you don't have the watch that you really want to kind of solidify your collection, and the price goes up, will you still go after that watch? Agreed, totally satisfied. Neither is Jay Jones. Ain't never satisfied. I am happy with what I have. I predict lots of pre-owned watches being sold and bought soon. We can control. Yes, look. There's an offset. I'm gonna tell you, that is the instant solution to this tariff thing, is buying from, because guess what? You have YouTubers. Matter of fact, Rob, he has the Sunday Fun Day. Bro, go look what he got. Now I know like his Discord is offered up stuff, man, but whatever his Discord don't want, bruh, you have the ability to get that. And there's people in the chat right now. And all it is all you gotta do is say, hey, send me an Instagram message or email me, Trap, who do you know is selling watches? Because I know it's people always selling watches. And I'm talking about from Casio to your Aragons and Victor, your Tissot's, Hamilton's, Citizen. Bro, like, there's people that are trying to get from under watches. They're not wearing them, and they much rather them go to a collector that wants them, and you can control the price of that. Tariffs don't have anything to do with that crap. Shipping, on the other hand, is crazy. So you guys work that out between each other. But people will still buy anyways after the shell shock wears off. It's based on Brooklyn, New York. Maybe buy less though. Yeah, for a new Swiss watch, I would take a Frederick Constant manufacturer lineup. Yeah. Jay Jones said, I'm going to slow down. You going to slow down? Are you in traffic right now? Is that what you mean? You're slowing down? Because I know you're not talking about watches. Get your orders in before you hit the tariff surcharge. Hey, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. If I'm buying a watch, it's going to be from wind up, minutes and hours on one of those, or I can just go shoot. I mean, Jake is like 40 minutes up the road. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to where I can get a deal on a watch, man. I can get my hands on it. I ain't got to worry about shipping and all that stuff, man. I'm just getting it and go. And honestly, the way my collection is set up right now, I'm good. I'm good. I'm 100% satisfied with my current. I'll buy one piece once I get through my upcoming surgery. Okay. I'm so satisfied at the moment. I'm actually good to just buy one or two pieces. Yeah. And I'm right there. I'm right there. And I'm thinking about Rob. The watches that you got there, you've experienced just about everything, bro. Like, unless you get your hands and somebody blessed you with that eternal calendar or something like that, I couldn't imagine. Like, dude, I've seen just about every watch on your channel. Like, every watch. I would agree, Rob. I'm planning on selling some, and I'm hoping it helps increase interest. Yeah? I need... Oh, yeah. What's up, Don Juan? About Orient Star. Yimma. I hope not. Because I would like to add a Yimma to my collection. I think Yimma's an amazing watch company. Their designs are just, they spot on for me. All the materials that US-based watch makers. So, now, I'm going to tell you, you know what this is going to do? There's going to be an offset. So, for those that buy like the Chinese market and Swiss market going up, that is going to literally, it's a call to action. Because we don't have, do we have American-made watches? Now, of course, there's going to be pricey because to build a watch here, man, we don't know what the price is going to be. But I imagine that if they built a watch here in America and something equivalent to the NH35, something that like with that low beat rate, the 21,000 beat rate, American made, if they can do that, I imagine they can get it done because the NH35 has been a prime example, very common. So I know there's too many watchmakers here in America. I know a number of them. So I don't know what the cost will be though. You know, as far as getting material and stuff like that, that's the one thing. But I imagine that call to action, that's where we're going to go to, American-made products, and people just buy here. You don't have to buy imports and all this other stuff. All you got to worry about is having it shipped to you if you're not in that state. Let's come down. I have a terrible feeling on a price increase by the Swatch Group. You already know Swatch, man, bro. Swatch go up twice a year. Swatch Group, I think, man, is gonna nail it, and they gonna get it. They gonna get it, man. I'm telling you. You know, I'm thinking about how much money is being spent in Switzerland right now, man. That's crazy. Like, you spent that money to get the ticket to go over there, and then you going to look at these watches. I know, man, they killing it. Let's go into, see. Okay, all right, I got a little bit of time. Secondary market is going to be hot. Yup, I have Dolce Vita quartz watch. I do not wear. See, there you go. There you go, and I think that'll be a great piece for somebody. Jay Jones is going to slow down and buy 5 watches a week instead of 6. Wow. Wow. With the price of everything, how much disposable income will people have to even buy watches? That's another one. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have bought anything this month. Thank you, Skylar Cap. I'm happy with my 7. Don Juan. Okay, yeah. Think we got your back. JJ, he said he bought 10 since we've been speaking about it. No, senor. So you can't sneak up on him and get his watches. Let's give it time and let this whole thing play out. And that's all you can do, really. That's all you can do. You know, there's a lot of moves being made, period, that is not going to fare well for people. Man, you know what's bad though, and this is separate from this conversation. Last night, because I'm in Indiana, but we had random storms, man. I'm talking about the energy of this storm was so crazy, right? We had wind gusts up to 93 miles per hour. Stupid, right? And then the tornadoes that touched down, like, it just missed my brother-in-law's house and hit the house across the street from him, right? Got debris everywhere, and then there was a factory where people was working, and still haven't found these people, right? They still haven't found them. And I was like, man, that made my heart shrink. But, like, it was hitting so hard last night. I'm sitting there like, man, dude. And the tornado literally touched down a couple miles from my house, and I felt the wind, man. The energy surge was shaking the house. I said, see, it's a wrap, you know, at night, because you couldn't see it because the tornadoes were wrapped in rain, it was crazy last night. Let's see. I heard NH movements was already going to see an increase. I wonder if that's because of tariffs was. I'm all for American made. We've hollowed out our industry. Yeah, I'm all for it. We haven't done it. You say you felt like Mark was holding back tears for the last video. You know what? That wasn't an emotional video. It was emotional charged, man. And you could tell that Mark, he is real big into customer service. And anybody that has experience dealing with Mark and watching how he acts around the customer, he doesn't shy away from it. He listens to the stories that people got and all the different things, man. Because sometimes it's so hard to get to him, you know, because there's somebody just pouring their heart out about how this one watch that he made or created or whatever, how they bought it and changed their life. Like, there's so many different stories. So, and he grew up, if you guys haven't heard, he grew up in the customer service with his dad, and the customer is number one to him. You know, and of course it's a business, and he tell you up front, I'm here to sell watches, but I love, you know, just coming out. He's making less than $2,000, just under $2,000 to do one of these shows. And if he has to go up on his watches, but you know what? There'll still be people that support Mark, even if he goes up. Depending on how much it goes up, people still support. Yeah. Jerry, thanks for contributing to my collection. Keep buying. Wow. There's a dealer in Italy that is currently selling a Citizen ProMaster with the dial sign, military in Italian, and it costs $4K. God, dog. Sheesh. I believe you. 2 or 3 watches won't do anything out of 1,000 watches. Yeah. He has too many watches and only 2 wrists. I'll tell you. Yeah. So if a typical Islander with the Miota movement goes up to $500, right? It's $429 for some of that, the things. But if it went up to $550, let me just say this: there's a couple of companies that will charge you $1,000. There's a few micro brands that'll charge you $1,000 for an NH35. Now the build is made out of different materials and you know some historical stuff. I get that. You know, quality, boom. You know, all of the polishing and everything that is there, but the movements are NH35s, and people are buying them at $1,000. So if Mark went up, and I'm not, this is not to compel you to buy an Islander if the prices go up, which we'll see how this plays out because he said he's not going to eat the cost. Because of the customer service, you know, I'll pay for that. And I have, I mean, dude, the cost of a lot of things have went up. And I shared this story about an Omega that I was looking at in 2018. It's $2,500 brand new. Now the same watch right now is like $5,300. 2018, 2025 is the increase is ridiculous. You know, there's people that buy Norcane. Norcane, the Wild One, I think it's a nice watch. Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful watch. At a base movement for $5,600. I like the watch all day. I think it's, man, the thing is built like a tank. It's literally an analog G-Shock. Great looking watch. And I would love to have one in my collection, but bro, no sir. That's a lot. That is a lot. 5,600, and then with all the stuff that's going on, that watch can go up to $6,000. Would you buy that? Yo, Captain Spaulding, what's going on, man? Luciano, welcome in. Later, Vic. All right, I'll let you, bro. Trap, have you thought about adding the Christopher Ward to? I did. I have thought about it, but again, bro, here's my deal. The watches that I have right now, currently, if I don't buy anything else, I'm not willing to. I'm not going up with the prices, man. I'm not. You know, I'm just not. I'm just not. And I got a question for you guys. I was gonna do a separate video on this one, man, but I watched, and I can't remember who video I watched. Oh, was it Hobby? It was Hobby of Ours. D did a video, the most iconic video. Okay, hey, yo, I do have to go. I gotta go. It's time for Mark. My alarm just went off for work. Hey, I appreciate you guys. Y'all be blessed.